Somebody better call his mama. He about to get knocked out. Hurry up and call her now, y'all. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing today? I want to say welcome back to Boxing with TT. I hope you guys had a good week. I hope you guys are going to have a good weekend. I want to say thank you to my viewers, my comments, my new subscribers, the people that allows me to put my YouTube on their platform. I appreciate it a lot. But I want to give a huge shout out to Mrs. Ashley Sayso. I love her. I don't know her, but I love her. Okay, she does old school music and she puts some scandalous things up in it because we are the scandalites. Okay, so if you want some old school information and you want some scandals behind it, my girl Ashley Sayso, she got you. So go on over there. Go on over there and go check my girl out, okay? And she popping, popping, popping. I want to be like her when I get, I want to be popping like her. She popping. So thank you and welcome to our channel, okay? So tonight we're going to get into Mr. Samuel Langford. And Mr. Samuel Langford, real name is Samuel Edgar Langford, okay? And it is stated that he is born March 4th, 1886 in Nova Scotia, Weymouth, right? It's in Canada. His dad name is Robert Amos Langford, and he's a sailor. His mom name is Charlotte Ann Robert, and at the age of 12 years old, Samuel loses his mom. I don't know how. Yeah, at 12 he loses his mother, so that had to be really hard. I'm not sure if he was the only one, but it does says that they have 4 boys and 3 girls. Um, but when I looked on her part, um, if this is that lady, hopefully it is her. It did say that she did have 3 boys. Okay, um, it didn't say anything about any girls, so I'm not sure. Samuel gets jailed between the age of 10 and 12 years old for borrowing some eggs. You heard me right. I said borrowing some dang on eggs. The boy went to the store, and he went and I guess he wanted some eggs, or he needed some eggs, whatever case may be. So he asked the owner, "Can I borrow some eggs, sir?" And the owner said yes. Kind of found out they played my boy out. So he made it seem as though they were stealing, and it was not a steal. It was a legit borrow. Okay, and the bill is $15, but the dad is like, no, he's going to stay his behind in there. He's going to learn a lesson. And that baby did 10 to 15 days behind bars, and he was in there with no children. It wasn't no juvenile back then. He was in there with grown men that could probably snap him like a toothpick at any time he felt like. The guy was in there with murderers and apices and all types of creeps. Poor baby. So at 14 years old, Sam leaves home, okay? After getting a lick for getting the groceries, Sam said, I'm getting the heck up out of here. I'm tired of you putting your hands on me. Now, this is what happened, okay? What I heard was Pops told him to go to the store and get some groceries. Sam says, okay, Dad, and he goes to the store to go get the groceries. He runs into his homies, and they start playing. When they start playing, I guess Mr. Sam, little baby Sam must have forgot. Oh, shall I get the groceries? Instead of him going to get the groceries, he goes straight home. Instead of Dad, like, I told you to get the groceries, go back to the store and go get my dang on groceries, boy. He gives him a lick. And I know what it's like growing up down in the South. And a lick to my great grandmama was a switch. And them things ain't hurt. And if you try to be funny and get the thin ones, my grandmother make you go back out there and get a thicker one. Yeah, so he probably got tired of being whooped and getting licks. Okay, so he ran away, and now at the age of 14, Mr. Samuel is homeless. He is sleeping on the streets, but he's not your average. No, 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 no. See, Sam got plans. He got plans. He got big plans, and his plan is to work until he can get the heck up out of here. And that's exactly what he does, because even though he was sleeping on the streets, he did log work. He worked as a ox driver, and he also was a cabin boy aboard ships. Now, I told y'all his father was a seller, and now this baby is born on ships. And hopefully, Dad told him one or two, three things about sailing or whatever the case may be. So with him working on at aboard ship, yeah, he was getting the heck up out of there. In the midst of him being on the ship, though, I guess they only was able to take him to one part of the area, not exactly where he wanted to go, because what wound up happening was is he has to walk from wherever the boat stopped at to to wherever he wanted to go to. So I'm not sure what was the distance between where he was at in Boston, but he decided to walk to Boston. And while on his journey there, he picks up a gig. He is a brick and a lumber yard. I want to say lumberjack, but yeah, because my brain is saying lumberjack, but they probably use yard back in it. So when he arrives to Boston, he begins doing janitor work at the Lennox Athletic Club boxing gym. Okay, so this gym is not ran by your average Joe. Joe, oh yeah, that's his name, but his name was Joe Woodman, and he owns a drugstore. Plus, that same boxing gym that that baby is doing janitor work at. And while he's working there, Mr. Woodman is, taking a liking to this kid, And he's like, "Do you want to spar?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, you can spar with the local people." It's like, "Okay, cool." He spars with them and he spars with them, and he's building that, he's getting that skill game up. He's getting all the knowledge that he needs because he's in there with him. Mr. Woodman is like, "Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, let me see something real quick." And he gets him a fight because he is his manager. He gets him a fight, and at the age of 15 years old in 1901, this baby, he wins the amateur featherweight championship in Boston. And from there, honey, it was ball game. Okay, it was ball game after that, because on April 11th at 1902, at age 16, he has his first debut against a guy named Jack McVicker, and he KO'd him. Yeah, he was KO'ing Roman, which I believe that probably came from the licks that he was getting with his father. Because no 15-year-old, 16-year-old supposed to be KO'ing Roman, and he only weighed like, he was like 5'7", a buck 32. Yeah. When you seen Thumb, you probably seen Thumb's like, "Yeah, I'm going to take you up too," like I tore him up. Yeah, because, yeah, he was knocking out grown men at the age, they ain't going 15. No, right. So, in 1903, December the 9th, he gets a professional contest battling his idol, lightweight champion, Joe Gaines. hmm This wasn't a contest. This wasn't for a belt, though. This was just, a match. So he doesn't get the belt. But he got to fight his freaking idol, and he got to beat his idol at the same dang on time. So, oh, huh, huh. We got a problem. You knocking out Joe. You beating up Joe Gaines. Like, okay. You definitely ringing bells. Definitely ringing bells. So then we go on to January the 15th, 1903, where he KOs Arthur Pratt. January the 22nd, 1903, it's an indie with Billy Kishlom. Okay. And then January the 23rd, 1903, it's a draw with Luther Manuel. February the 6th, 1903, it's another draw with Luther. Um, and February the 27th, 1903, he actually defeats Luther Manuel this time, okay? So, Sadler Jenkins is KO March 4th, 1903. Johnny Johnson is, it's a draw match, March 5th, 1903. John E. Butler, he wins, March 26th, 1903. I'm sorry, I didn't just mean to confuse y'all. John E. didn't win. Sam won. Okay? If I confuse y'all, I'm sorry about that. I apologize. And then his last match was August 2nd, 1925. And this was against Brad Simmons. And at this time, he was 39 years old. And he does loses this match. Okay? So, entering the game, once again, he's 5'7". He's a ferocious puncher, and he shifted his weight. When he shifted his weight, he shifts it from 135 to 147 to 160, and he does this over the time period of 24 years. Okay, and then it is said that he fought over 300 official boxing records. He stated that he fought over 600. He does do expedition matches, but not so many. But you do have to remember that they didn't really keep track of the boxers like that, okay? Especially the Negro boxers. They didn't really care about their bouts. It was only if, I guess, the person was, the person they was defeating or battling was a name. But they didn't really keep score. So if that man said that he did over 6, then shoot, I don't know. I wasn't there. Okay? So he goes on to be called one of the best of all time. And not just one person, not just 2, not just 3, not just 4. It's multiple readings that I've seen that call this man one of the best of all champions. So Mr. Samuel will never gain the opportunity to get the world champion belt. And we all know why that is right there. And then September the 5th, 1904, it's a draw match against the welterweight champion Joe Walcott. Okay, and then the same year of 1904, he marries Martha Jane Butler, December the 7th, 1904. Now, it states that he did have a daughter with her. Okay, so at 1906, at age 20 now, he faces John Jackson. And one place that I read said it was by points. The other one said no, Jack just won. But Jack said that it stated that he had knocked him out twice. And then Jack was like, he's one tough cookie. Like, he's hard to beat, or whatever the case may be. So the streets are saying that he was scared to fight him again. They said Jack was scared to fight baby Samuel again because he didn't want his belt taken, and he was going to be the only black champion. That's what they said, man. He was going to be the first and the last black championship. He did not want to give up that belt. Me no say. I don't know. But as well, white America did not want 2 black champions. Oh no, that's too much power in one room, okay? That's too much melon. These Negroes both too Negro. No, we're not doing that. No, that's a dub, okay? And furthermore, like Jack Johnson said, the white people versus the black folks drew more money. They didn't know white America want to see 2 black men fight. Now, the white and the black man fight, of course, because we can see who's more superior. Y'all should know who's more superior. Over $10,000 one time during his boxing matches. One time. He never seen over $10,000. Which, I don't understand how. Like, anywho. And the promoters... The promoters want him to take it easy on their guys. Okay? He is dangerous. He's a heavy hitter. He's smart as heck in his mind. He thinks before he does. And he got to take it easy on the white folks. And when he take it easy, and when it look like it's about to end, no, you have to fight them. You have to draw it out. Draw it out because it got to look good. So you got to draw out the match. You got to make them look longer, and you got to be easy on them. You got to be merciful to them. And it's also stated that the promoters and the boxing's official did not approve of this neither. Nobody wanted this. Not only did white America want it, not only the fans didn't want it, but the promoters didn't want it, and the officials didn't want to see no 2 black champions. It was a no. They wasn't having it. What y'all do with that color championship belt, that's on y'all. We ain't got nothing to do with that. But this over here, this world title, this heavyweight title that you want, you can't have it. And that's exactly what stopped Mr. This is exactly what stopped Mr. Samuel from making it do what it do. Okay? But what winds up happening is he's so dangerous that he has to fight the same opponents multiple times. So I'll give y'all an example, okay? So he fought Joe Jeanette and Sam McVeary 13 times. And then he fought a guy named Mr. Harry Willis 18 times. And then there's other people that he will fight like this, like 10 times, 12 times. Like, it was just an up and down pattern. So, yeah. And it was said that he had to fight bigger and larger men. So, once again, he's 5'7". He shifted his weight between 135 to I believe maybe like 140, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, not 140. I forget what his weight shift was. Well, 137, 135 to the weight that he shifts it to. And they're giving him taller and bigger men. But I told y'all something happened. His daddy was beating him up a little bit too much because the bigger and harder the bigger they were, the harder they felt. And that's exactly what went on and happened. He is known to be the greatest boxer. Nobody knew. Yeah, see, Sam Langford, he does hold the world heavyweight champion 5 times between 1910 and 1918. And what had happened was, because I like, hold on, well, what's going on? How he get the belt? Okay, so what wound up happening was that um, Mr. Jack, Mr. Jack, Mr. Jack decided that he um, was going to relinquish the belt. Okay, so when he relinquished the belt, he relinquished the belt once he got the heavyweight championship. Okay, because he couldn't hold both of the belts, so he relinquished it. And when he relinquished it, he got it. Yeah, I'm thinking that Sam I don't know, but some way for whatever I don't know how it wound up with Sam though. Like his his life is out there, but it's not out there. Like it's really really hard to find out information on Mr. Sam Langford. It is. It's really really hard. A lot of things that I wanted to give y'all, I couldn't give y'all. I was only able to give y'all what I was able to get y'all. Okay. And you know, I'm like making nothing up. I can't find it, honey. I can't find it. Okay. So it stated that what had happened was he wanted Jack Dempsey next, and Jack was like, no. Jack team was like, yeah, no. We was kind of considering someone a little bit easy. Yeah, no, he's too hard. No, 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 no. My boy is not going against that beast. And Jack ain't never fight him either, y'all. Nope, he sure didn't. Um, mm-mm. You ain't get that. Nope. Another. It was becoming to the point where he was too powerful. He was too that guy for people to want him. They didn't want no smoke. They ain't want no smoke. Them. I said it. They ain't want no dang on smoke. They ain't want no smoke. So April 27, 1910 is when Stanley Ketchel they get into a match, all right? And when they get into a match, the match is a draw, and he wants, they want a rematch. They want to do it again. And unfortunately, 6 months later, there will be no doing it again because Mr. Ketchel is murdered. Yeah, he's murdered in the time frame of that happening. So, of course, that never freaking happens. Like, every time he get closer, something happens. But he decides to not let that stop him from doing what he wants to do and what he wants to become. So he goes to Australia. And in 1912, he became the heavyweight champion of Australia. And then he became the champion of England. And he became the champion in Canada and in Mexico. Yeah, sure the freak did. How you like them cherries? Everybody was giving him his recognition, except for United States. Everywhere else he went, it was fine. It wasn't no problem. Okay. So he's fighting in 1917 to a guy named Fred Fruiton. And Fred Fruiton, he damages his eye. He damages Mr. Samuel Langford's eye. Sam, of course, his eye is shut, so he doesn't really know, what's going on. What ended up happening was he went partially blind in that eye. This is so now he's fighting with one good eye. Okay, um, so he's fighting with one good eye and he's winning belts with his one good eye. But then he his right eye decides that it is tired as well, and it starts to cause him to see shadows. So he can't see people. His eyesight is so damaged, like he can't he can't go on no more. So he finally was able to come to grips of what was going on, and he didn't want to lie about it no more. He was able and ready to accept what was going on with his health, and he lets them know. Um, and then the state, of course, had to take his license from him. He couldn't box anymore. Um, and he retires at the age of 41. So in 1944, a sports writer by the name of Al Lanley, is like, what happened to that boy? Literally, he's like, what happened to that boy? Like, what happened to that guy? He was like, what's going on with him? You know what? I'm going to go look for him. I'm going to go find him. And he looked. He looked and he looked and he looked and he looked and he looked all over for the great Sam Langford in 1944. Okay? So when he goes on and look for him, he finds him. And when he finds him, he is in Harlem, USA. He in Harlem in a small room, and he is no longer partially blind, but now he is full blind. Okay, baby can't see, and he's just sitting in them two rooms, and they didn't say if he was with anyone or nothing like that. So he was pretty much by himself on his own. And he said that the wall to get to where he was at was it was be so dark that you had to feel your way to get into I guess the building that he lived in. I'm not sure how it was set up. Like, that would be kind of creepy. Like, it's that dark that you gotta actually feel your way to get inside of where you're trying to go into, the apartment that you're trying to go into. No, I wouldn't have did that. I'm sorry, I'd be back in the nighttime. I don't play with the dark like that. So he decides that he would like to publish an interview with the great Sam Langford, and Sam is like, yeah, let's do it. He publishes it, and what he decided to do is he decided to raise some money up for Mr. Sam Langford from the local fights that they will have, right? And when he does this, it's stated that he earned him $10,000 because they, I don't know, that's why it's like kind of okay. They said that he was forgotten, but he was able to earn Sam Langford $10,000. So was he really forgotten about? Like, just curious on what y'all think about that. Do y'all think that he was really forgotten about if he was able to, if a sports writer was able to earn, $10,000 from him, or maybe the sports writer had pulled and they knew that, he wasn't no job turkey, that if he said something, that's what it was. Just curious to know. And he moves him back to Boston. And when he moves him back to Boston, he moves him with his sister. Okay? And his sister eventually winds up passing away. And he doesn't have any more money. So Mr. Al is like, okay, I got you. We got you. He does it again. He raises some more money up for him. This time is not stated, but he uses some more money up, and then he finds a lady by the name of Miss Grace Wickens, and she runs a home, okay? And when she ran the home, he was there and he really didn't cause any problems. It's just that from what I read, I believe that it was from her, Miss Grace, stating that he was someone that needed full time care, reliable. Like I don't know. Like he couldn't see. Like, lady, give him a freaking break. Like, what did you think he was going to do? Have like superpowers? Would he be able to do certain things? Like, no. Like, anywho, it's stated that he passed away, and that what they call it, in a nursing home. That was probably the nursing home that he passed away at. Probably was there. Um, and Cambridge, Massachusetts, January the 12th, 1956. And we ain't finished it yet. Because he states, he never wants no one to feel sorry for him. While he was alive, when Mr. Al was given or doing the interview, um, I guess he put it out there. No, don't feel bad for me. Even when Miss Grace asked him if he had a chance to do it all over again, what would he do? And he said absolutely nothing. He was able to do everything that he wanted to do. He was able to travel around the world. He did it all. He lived life. Don't feel bad for me. Like, no, I don't want nobody to feel bad for me. Mm-mm. So he didn't want that at all. So we gonna go ahead and give him his accolades real quick, real quick. Okay. So he is ranked number 2 by the ring of the first 100 great punchers of all time. And they said that he got the punching powder of the iron. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, hit like Mike Tyson. And I don't know who this person is, but I'm gonna do my little research on him. And he was a heavyweight as of James Tunney. If y'all know who James Tunney is, let me know. I'll find out anyway. I'm gonna still do my little research, do my little digging or whatever, and see who he is. But yeah, they said that he had that heavyweight quality, like that guy, like James. And then he is also 4th on the list of greatest top 10 Canadian boxers of all time. He is inducted into Canada Sports Hall of Fame 1955, the Ring Boxing Hall of Fame 1955. This was a year before he passed away that he got his accolades, which he is the first. The first. Gotta be inducted right before he, right there, like right after he passed away. Yeah, no. There's no one that we did on our channel so far that was inducted into anything right after they passed away. Mm-hmm. So that says a whole lot about the work that he was putting in, okay? And then into the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, the Ring Boxing Hall of Fame. Into Nova Scotia Sports Hall of Fame of 1955, Nova Scotia Top Male Athlete 20th Century 1994, International Boxing Hall of Fame of 1990. What a lot of people wouldn't escape. A lot of people would have turned that into using drugs, becoming alcoholic, being users their self. Um, and he didn't do that. He didn't let his childhood affect him in no type of shape, form, fashion, or way. From what I was able to pull up, nah. Like he kept it pushing. He didn't let that break him at all, and he became one of the best boxers of all freaking time. No, he was not able to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish, but I feel like he actually accomplished more because in 2022, I'm sitting here doing a video on Sam Langford. It's other people that has done videos on Mr. Sam Langford. He's not forgotten. He was forgotten for that period of time, but I'm pretty sure he made an impact on somebody in that era life as well. Y'all didn't find him until 1944, but that doesn't mean people wasn't still. That sports writer went looking for him because people wanted to know what happened to Sam Langford. They wanted to know what happened to him. So, was he forgotten about? No, no, mm-mm, no, no. Thank you for what you have done for the boxing foundation. You have laid it down. When it laid its ugliest head on you, you keep on pushing. You kept on going. So, yeah, Sam is a beast. Sam is a beast. Sam Langford is definitely a goat in my eyes. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all have a good day. Looking like that, y'all. I'm sorry. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Peace out.